What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I am going to be repainting Junior from Godzilla vs. Destoroyah. Destoroyah, my bad. Now, Junior is a dark green version of Godzilla, but smaller and thinner in the legs. But Junior is the son of Godzilla, or adopted son, whichever way you want. You go by the lore. Giving y'all a bit of a 360 look of Junior the way that he looks now before we get started. He got bright red pupils that the camera would focus. There it goes. So let's go on and get started with the repaint. First up, like I normally do, I start off with some dark gray for my prime. Alright, we got them all primed up. Now we're ready for the main color, and that is a dark green. Let me get that. There we go. We got our dark green. Alright, I got him all green and everything. Now what I did was I took the regular green and added some black to it to make it a little bit darker green. And if you're wondering about the chest, the camera was off or turned off, and I didn't know it when I did this part, but I took this type of green right here that's plant something leaf, but it's like a swamp kind of color, swampy kind of color, my bad. And all I did was added a little bit of black to it, and I dry brushed that on the chest, but I dry brushed that all over the figure. Then I took the dark green and dry brushed over that to give it a little bit more like depth into the figure. Hopefully I said that word right. But it brings out more detail, more life to it, like the suit. Now this is the part where you're probably is going to have a hard time seeing. If I can get the camera to focus on it. Right here in the eyes. I'm trying to get the focus on it. Because I went on and did the eyes. Granted, this eye is kind of a little bit bad because of somehow there's a little bit of SX plastic on the eyeball on this side than it is on this side, so it's a little bit over it. But what I used was hang on, there you go, you can see a bit of the eye right here. Hopefully y'all can see that, the 3 or 4 different colors. Now what I did for the eye, I used this color for the eyeball. Right here is for the eye. Hang on, there we go. Now I don't have to bring it so close. That's the eye color. This is for the iris. This color I used to go over the brown to give it that little ring around the pupil, and then just regular black for the pupil. Hopefully I said that word right. And all I did was, like you can see, this was first, then a little circle of this, a little bit a smaller circle with this, so you can still have a little bit of brown showing around it, and some black for the pupil. Now move these out the way. See if I can't get the focus on that eye again. So I would like y'all to see what I'm talking about. I know I had a good shot of it just a few seconds ago. I don't think I'm going to get it again. There we go. Y'all can see it slightly if I move my hand to cover the light. There you go. You can see a little bit. There's the pupil, the orange, the brown, and then that tan-like color for the eye. I don't know if you're going to see it that well on this side or not. Slightly, but that's what I did for eye. Now we're going to move on. Now the stomach area, I need to add a little bit more. So I need to change the settings for my camera so we'll focus on it out here. I probably could have done that for the eye. Oh well. Now we're going to move on to, like, the stomach part, like I said, is lighter than what this part is, and I'm sorry that the camera died. I should have checked my battery while I was doing this. But like I said, you just take in this green right here, add just a drop of black into it, mix it real good, and you should end up with this color right here. Here's the dark green that I used, and I just used this type, just regular dark green or regular green. Add a drop or two of black. That's what I got. So that's mostly what the skin color is, but I looked back on the movie, the videos, and on pictures, and the stomach is just slightly lighter than the rest of the body, and that's probably because it's still the Godzilla Jr. and little Godzilla had a little lighter stomach, so I guess that's why they did that. Now we're gonna move on to the toes and well, just say claws, I guess, and teeth, because those are all about the same color. And what we're going to use is a bone-like color. And if y'all have seen the channel before, you know what I use: antique white and caramel to do my bone colors or claw colors. Now I'm going to go on and do the rest, and I'll bring y'all back in a moment. Alright, got his claws, teeth. All we need to do now is work on the dorsal plates. And all that's going to need is antique white. So you're going to need a thin brush to get on here. Alright, got the dorsal plates taken care of. Everything's done. Like I said, I ended up missing, or the camera ended up turning off and I didn't know it. The part on his belly and the eyes. But now we're going to move on to the last step, and that is MAC Varnish. Now this is something that I've been forgetting to tell all of y'all. But when you use MAC Varnish, it's better off don't use it when just open the thing and dump it to use it. You need to shake the bottle at least 3 minutes to mix all the stuff together inside of here. Then use it so it will stick to your figure better for what it's used for. I'm sorry that I never mentioned that. I noticed some people that I've seen do repaints have not said the stuff about shaking it up, so I figured I would let you say something about it. Alright, let's go on and get started with the MAC Varnish. And like I normally say, start at the feet because while you're brushing this on there, that gives the feet time to dry so you can set them down without anything messing up. Alright, we are finished. He's all MAC varnished and everything, looking good. Now when you put MAC varnish on, let it set overnight so it gives it time to cure real good so the paint not like wet or anything, so it will. Or if you pick it up and it still got like a little wet or sticky spot, don't worry about it, just don't pick it up, because that's something else I forgot to tell you all about MAC varnish. Let it sit overnight. Now if you want, I normally would take a small paint tray like this, and if you take it and put it on there and let it sit overnight, then when you pick it up, and this might pick up with it, but it just pops right off without leaving a seam or pulling the paint off of the feet or the tail, whichever way it is on there. But also because this is completely flat, it won't mess with nothing, unlike my counter right here. Because I do so much work, there's different pops and stuff on here with grooves and everything. It would have just dug into the paint and just peeled it off. So if you have any of these, even if you got like a bigger figure to do, you could always get two of these, put side by side like this or just like this, and just have it sit on top. That always works. Just a little trick I figured I would let y'all know about. But yeah, if you have this figure, mine is actually articulated in the hands because I've messed with him so much and everything that the joint actually came loose, or the glue came loose on this arm, and then I found that out, so I heated the other arm up, and it's the same way, but just a smaller pinhole. But that's why this one, mine can actually do that, is because I actually I broke the glue seal on this arm because somehow when they did this, or my figure, I don't know if it's just mine, but mine had this big gap in the back, and I kept pushing it in and doing until I guess the joint or the glue just broke. So that was just a good accident, so now I can have him move his arms up and down. Be nice if the head could turn, but then it's like he got these little ridges right here. I don't know how good y'all can see that, but right here on the side of the neck, it wouldn't look right turning the heads, as that'd be just kind of weird looking. But I'm glad when I painted this figure, I covered up that big gap right here on the tail. So that's always a good thing when you repaint. Sometimes you can close up some gaps. But yeah, I'm glad that he came out the way he did. He looks a lot better. Especially being two different colors. Being where his stomach, now I got his arm popped out. It won't stay in there. Like on the stomach right here being a little bit lighter color. And the back being darker. But like I said, I took the dark green, did first. Then I took this light swampy green and just dry brush it. Well, I added a little bit of black to that swampy green to make it a little bit darker. So I dry brushed that all over the figure. Then took dark green again and just highlighted it. I dry brushed the brush really firm so it would still show that darker green, or this swampy green look. So inside there, you can see it like on the legs right here in the seams, you can see that lighter green showing through the dark green. It's kind of what I was going for. But right here, I left it alone since that's how it's supposed to be in the movie. Then you got the eyes, the teeth right here. All I did was took a fine tip brush and painted it, but I just followed the grooves that was already made into the figure. The camera would focus on it, but you can see where one side looks kind of wavy and the other side looks more like this. I had nothing to do with that. Like I said, I followed all the lines all the way across for the teeth. The eyes was all me looking back at pictures and everything. That's why I had to do this off camera. But it was a lot easier without the camera in the way because how small this figure is. You can see how small this head is right here. And if you have this figure, you can even also tell. Did not mean to knock your hand off. I don't know why this hand wants to keep popping off for. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to fix that. But yeah, hopefully y'all like how Junior turned out. I'm going to end the video right here on a high note with the thing. But yeah, I forgot to say, if you, whatever time you are watching this video, I hope y'all having a good day. Like I always do, I've just been a little occupied while trying to figure this thing out, the color and stuff out. But yeah, like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see everybody next time.